it takes courage to be our unapologetic selves. Hey y'all, welcome to Meryl's Mystic. I'm Meryl, and I empower witches, bitches, and dudes to complete themselves in order to have healthier soulmate relationships and more purposeful lives. Because I believe that only if you are your own soulmate can you attract the right soulmate, because you are the one that you are looking for. And I'm here to help you do that by helping you tap into the natural cycles of the earth and the stars through astrology and tarot. And I'm also a psychic medium. Thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time, please subscribe. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It's so good to see you. So we are here today to talk about Leo season. And Leo season will start on July 22nd and it goes until August 22nd this year. And then the new moon in Aquarius will be the day after Leo season begins, on the 23rd. And the new moon during Leo season is always in Aquarius, which is actually like a great little highlight to help us get a little bit more into our weird, let your freak flag fly. That's what Aquarius is really good at. And so that's gonna really help us be our best selves. And then the new moon in Leo will be on August 8th. So how was Cancer season? Cancer season really had us digging deep into our feels and trying to align our hearts with our heads. And there was a lot of stuff that we were all moving through. And as I'm recording this, it's still about a week from Leo season, and Mars and Venus and the moon just conjuncted in Leo. So already we're having you have already been experiencing some of the strong Leo energy that really gives us the fire to get up and go and to be courageous and unapologetic in being our best selves. So what does that mean for us? Well, I can tell you already from experience that means that we will be working through some more resistance, because it takes courage to be our unapologetic selves. And that means showing up when we don't always want to show up, or working through our fear, going forward despite our fear. The root word of courage is ku, which is Latin for love, I believe. Just spouting off facts that I hold on to my mind and trust myself to be true. There is, I think it might be the Latin. I think it's the Latin root of courage. It means heart, and you can find the connection in the Spanish word corazón. Also means heart. Mi corazón, it means my love. So there's a lot of connection between our heart and courage, and having courage to go after what we want and to commit to who we are and who we want to be and what our purpose is, because we all have purpose in life, and it is up to us to find and claim that purpose. And Leo season's gonna keep helping us do that. We started in Cancer season. I mean, it's been going throughout the entire year of gearing us up and supporting us in letting go of things that no longer serve us, and really connecting deeply to like what's in our heart and what's in our soul and what we feel like we are being called to do in this life. So the main thing about this Leo season is to be yourself. We're really, if you've seen my Cancer videos, go watch the Cancer videos for your sign. A big thing about Cancer season was accepting who we are, accepting what we want in this life, and also then building boundaries to protect what is most precious to us. And it was all about, it was kind of being more I shouldn't say kind of, there was a big energy of being more selfish, and Leo season is definitely going to help us continue to carry that over, because Leo is really great about being unapologetically themselves and telling people what they think and going after what they want and being who they are. And that's exactly what we all need after we were digging around for our like biggest, deepest dreams. Now we kind of come into the Leo season to really commit to those things. That was another theme that came up, was commitment. I literally pulled one of my cards I pulled today was commitment. one of my angel cards, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's like perfect, because we did so much, you know, deep diving in from Gemini season to Cancer season about who we are, what we want, and what our truths are. And now it's about committing to that and deciding, like, this is what I want, this is who I am, and I'm going to go after it no matter what anybody says. Because nobody can tell Leo nothing how to do. So Leo's really great because not only are they fierce in who they are fiercely loyal. So that's where this commitment piece comes from too. Leo's usually not afraid of commitment. They like having steady people around them. And because there is a certain, like, Leo just has a certain je ne sais quoi about them. I mean, I even put, like, my fancy nails on for you guys. Because I love my Leos. I adore you guys so much. And because the je ne sais quoi. The je ne sais quoi of just being very proud of who they are and taking pride in how they look and how they present themselves. And, you know, it's a balance. My mother's a Leo, so there was definitely some arguments about how I wanted to look and how she wanted me to look, because I was a reflection of her, because I'm her cub, you know? So, but I know she's very proud of me now, and she has been. But there was always a tug of how we came off as a reflection of her. And I know some other Leo mothers that are like that also. And if you are a Leo mother, let me know if you have a Scorpio child, or if you're a Scorpio, let me know if you have a Leo child, because I've met a lot of combinations of that, especially mothers and daughters, and because we are very similar from each other, but we have a lot to learn from each other. And I know my mom and I learned a lot from each other and still have a lot to learn from each other. This brings me to our tarot card of the season. Strength is the tarot card associated with Leo, and of course there's a lion there. And as I was talking about courage earlier, I always say that I think courage is a better name for the strength card than strength, because anybody can be strong if they need to be, but it really takes courage to work through the fear. And that's really what we're all here for, is to work through the fear of whatever comes up for you, right? Especially in this energy of being our unapologetic selves, a lot of it is the fear of what other people think, and the fear of looking silly or looking stupid or being judged, the fear of being exiled or snubbed, or what's the other word, shunned. And there's a lot of fear still in our world of being hurt and being unsafe. And there's a lot of people out there that fear for their lives every day, and yet they still get up and go and live their life. And it's more than strength. It's courage. Courage is more than strength. You are strong. Leo season is here also to remind us about how strong we are and how courageous we can be. Yeah. So, if you see too, she is connected to the magician. Her and this, our lovely femme woman here, lady, and the magician are the two figures that have the infinity symbol above their head to show that they are magical beings. And she's covered in, foliage and leaves, so she's very abundant. And she is, she knows the strength of the wild beast, and yet it doesn't deter her. Like, look how calm she is. And you know what? I almost wonder if she's one of the queens or an empress or something because she has the crown. I feel like I've seen her somewhere else in the deck. So, strength and courage to be yourself unapologetically. That's what we're doing this season. Cool. Let's get into your tarot scopes and see what Leo season has in store for you. All tarot scope readings apply to your sun, moon, and rising sign. So I always recommend that you cross-watch between your signs so that you can get a full picture of what you might be experiencing. And the intros to all the videos are the same, and I have the tarot scopes time-stamped in each description, so you can just skip that intro after you hear it the first time. Please join me on my Facebook and Instagram for the next live for the full moon in Aquarius, and that will be taking place the evening of Wednesday, July 21st. Hey Aries, good to see you. Welcome back. Ooh, things are coming out already. Let's see here. Oh, okay, y'all. So, how was Cancer season? Did you learn your lessons of Cancer season? Because it seems like there's a big emphasis on, it felt like Cancer season went by really fast. I don't know if I even had really enough time to dedicate to what I should have dedicated to, so it does feel like Leo season's kind of giving us the opportunity to do that, which is cool because, like I said, there wasn't a lot that came up for just the general energy for everybody, and it seems to be revealing itself as I've been going into these readings. And there's some major stuff going on. So we have the Tower and Justice in reverse. So what is happening, Aries? So for a lot of you, big stuff is happening. Things are happening to shake you up, to shake all of us up. It really is. I'm trying to stop talking in this in like a royal we, but there's so many things that we're going through as a collective. But the way that it can manifest or present itself to each of us individually can seem really different from each other, when a lot of times we're all kind of dealing with the same stuff. And one of those things is to be shaken up from our everyday routine, or those things, those times where we think that everything's going great and I have everything that I need. That sometimes the Tower comes along to show you that things might not be as great as they seem. And Tower moments don't just come around to create chaos, even though it can feel like that. They definitely come around with a purpose. And it's here to show you things, to shine light on things that you may not, that you probably didn't want to look at. And for you specifically, there's something about your balance, your internal balance, how you balance your emotions and how you balance your life, how you balance your energy. Because very much with justice coming up in reverse, it's very like internal. So it's like this tower moment's going to feel like it's happening to you on the outside, but it's very much connected to what's happening for you on the inside. It's kind of like, why am I having this tower moment? Well, because you're not as aligned as you think you are. You might not be as aligned as you think you are. And the other thing that's coming up with Leo season is leveling up. And when you get 2 major arcana cards right out the gate and one of them's the Tower, then this is definitely for your highest good, and it is definitely to help you level up. So the biggest advice I can give you is do not resist, do not brace up against it, because that will just make it worse. The more you fight it, the bigger it will become. So it's hard to do, because when things feel like they're falling apart, it's hard to just like let go and let them fall apart. But like things kind of need to fall apart a little bit to show you where your attention actually needs to be directed, where things aren't as balanced as you thought that they were. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Like it's to show you something. And the more you fight it and the more you don't get it or you don't want to see it, the bigger it's going to get until you get it, until you see it. And it's important, your internal peace and how you balance your life, and how you feel about how you move about the world. And your voice is very important. Next, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The only other sign that got a bunch of major arcana was Sagittarius, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Sagittarius. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse can be very similar to the Tower. Because it can be the karmic circle, moving the other way. It's a little bit more negative, bad, shadow karma, as opposed to like good karma. But again, there's lessons here. There are lessons here. So many lessons here. And it's funny because, the Wheel of Fortune has a lot to do with balance. And with how, what I was saying, how we move about in the world and how we're a part of it. And also how we get we have to get in sync with the cycles. It's about like getting in sync with the cycles. It's about being I wanted to say like professor, or like an observer of your own life, and not so much because you're very action oriented, and so it can be very easy for you to just like get used to like pulling your own strings all the time, and the universe kind of wants you to like let go of that. They're like, okay, like we need to take over for a little bit, because like you're doing some good stuff, but we have more bigger things planned for you. And if you've been manifesting and you've been working on your mindset and you've been doing all your work, like sometimes people talk about like, well, as soon as I was doing the work and I I accepted this and that and the other thing, like the world just opened up and everything fell in line. Well, sometimes we have these moments where we feel like everything's in line, but then we are asking for certain things, and then the things that we ask for actually aren't as in line with what we're already doing as we think that they are. So the universe and your spirit guides come along to shake it up, to shake things up, or to change things. This very much feels like a lot of change, a lot of upheaval. Yeah, I mean, just justice in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Like there's an imbalance happening that you don't want to see. And it feels like once you finally admit it to yourself, you're going to be like, I knew. I just didn't want to see the signs this whole time. So, and it's, so whatever that thing is going to be, you know, individual for each of you. But trust that when things are feeling like they're falling apart, it's for a reason. It's to shine light on parts of you that are imbalanced, on things that you think are in line and are in alignment for you and your path, and they're actually not. And your guides are trying to come in and show you what that alignment actually means. Eight of Pentacles in reverse is the next card. Again, like you're on the path of self-mastery, and then the Ace of Pentacles is on the bottom. So you're on this path of self-mastery, and you're asking for certain things, and they're trying to deliver it to you, but you don't necessarily like how they're delivering it to you. You're getting in your own way. This has been a theme too. We're getting in our own way. We're asking to level up, and then we're getting in our own way and in Spirit's way of allowing that to happen, and helping us get the messages and to clear the paths to do that. And with the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom, it shows that there's a new opportunity on the other side of this. One that could be far beyond what your dreams are, because like we think that we know exactly what we want. We think that we know that we like are dreaming as big as we can, and we don't. Spirit's dreams are way bigger for us than ours could ever be. And when you're asking for these things to happen and you're becoming a co-creator and helping these things happen, sometimes we can get a little bit too caught up in the control of it, and instead of just like letting go and like living and letting some things fall apart. And another crossover from Cancer season into Leo season is like a lot of people are having to go back and look at their shadows, go back and look at past pains and past hurts that they might still be holding on to, that they're carrying into the future. Like it feels like, again, and with the way the numbers are on this, like we're at 16 and then 9 and then 11, 10. So it was actually Justice and Wheel of Fortune right next to each other. Those ended up coming together, and then now down to 8. Like there's something about we're having to look at our past, and I keep getting a frog in my throat. It's like you don't want to hear it. There's something about looking into our past to see how it's affecting our present, and able to, so that we can heal it and break these generational like curses and toxic patterns, so that we can evolve and level up into our future. Like, don't you want to go forward on the uptick? Like, so what it's all doing for us is it's clearing the path, but also it's like getting us to it. It's almost like it's not even clearing the path. It's like stacking all this stuff up for you to like rocket off your path into the sky, you know? I got Lucy in the Sky with diamonds in my head, just like you want to be your best shining self, don't you? And unfortunately, you know, we live in a world of lessons and opposites and, oh, interesting. And sometimes that means pain and hurt and sacred sacrifices, and working through the fear, in order to get there. And you're strong, Aries. You are so strong. You're so strong and capable, and letting go can be really hard for you. But once you do, it will be your liberation. So here's a Mystical Shaman Oracle card by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron Reed and Marcelo Lobos. And you guys got the circle, which now I can't remember who else got the circle. Somebody else got the circle. Not Libra. Can't remember. Sorry, y'all. But it was in reverse, so we'll look at the medicine. I've been reading the whole all the explanations with these cards. It's upright, the invitation, reverse medicine, but it seems like everybody needs. So this is about like everything being connected to each other. So it's funny because it's almost it is actually a little, reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, like circle. It's the circle of life. Here's all your circles on your way to mastery. You know, like, things have to end in order for them to begin, which is actually a really good image for this card that I just realized. Like, you have to complete this step in order to get to this step. And then you have to complete this step to get to this step. And you have to complete this step to get to this step. Like, and the same thing is with life. We go through these cycles that have to end in order for the new ones to begin. The essence. Unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever-changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically, I can never say that word, and I like that word, intrinsically connected. The invitation. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world. Knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine... That's weird. A bunch of the dogs in the neighborhood just started howling. It's kind of wild. When the circle, imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. The medicine. When the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go. The importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. If you are faced with the challenges of loss or disappointment, remember this. In the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity. And spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. Let that tower fall, baby. Let it fall. Because just like when a forest burns down, the ashes actually are nutrients for the soil, for that forest to grow back even bigger and beautiful than it was there before. These things just take time, and you have to just be where you are. But you're right where you're supposed to be, Aries. Let go, let it happen, give it up to spirit, and your new beginning is around the corner. And here's some permission to just give yourself some extra attention, and really make sure that you are in alignment. I know you can do it. Thank you so much, Aries, for being here. Let me know If you have questions, what resonated for you, if you would like to go deeper, please book a one-on-one session with me. My link is attached. I'm at Meryl's Mystic on everything. Thank you so much, Aries, and I will see you for Virgo season. Bye.